Welcome back to Here and Now. It is a story that has sparked outrage in Scotland, and it involves a woman from Bell Island.
Deanne Fitzpatrick says she was bound and gagged after she spoke out about workplace bullying a few years ago, and there's a photo of the incident.
Now, in a moment, we're going to talk with Mark Daly, the BBC reporter who broke the story, and to Fitzpatrick's sister-in-law who lives here. First, though, here is Mark Daly's report.
This is the picture that will send shockwaves through the government's fisheries regulator, Marine Scotland. Forcibly restrained to a chair with tape and gagged by two of her male colleagues. This is what you get, one of her tormentors allegedly said, when you speak out against the boys. The woman is Canadian-born fisheries officer and alleged whistleblower Deanne Fitzpatrick, who works here at the Scrabster office of Marine Scotland.
That was one of the offices in...
Miss Fitzpatrick's local MSP has been supporting her since the incident in 2010.
Horrific. Kind of speechless. I knew it had happened. I'd been told it had happened. I think when you see the picture, it kind of makes that 10 times worse. She's been subject to, you know, a long period of harassment, horrendous behaviour towards her.
Emails seen by the BBC reveal Miss Fitzpatrick reported the incident to her line manager shortly after it, but her complaint was not taken seriously. The manager says he will speak to the two men allegedly involved and adds, "I am sure they meant no harm, and that was the boys just being boys." One of the alleged perpetrators, Reid Anderson, is still employed by Marine Scotland. He didn't comment, though he would have required permission from the government to do so. Jody Pask, the other man allegedly involved, told the BBC the allegations were false. Miss Fitzpatrick claims the alleged attack is part of more than a decade of bullying, racist and misogynistic behaviour by government employees, including being told staff didn't want a woman, especially a foreign woman, working there, having her miscarriage mocked, and threatening behaviour towards female staff who were sometimes referred to as prostitutes. Despite claiming she's a whistleblower, Miss Fitzpatrick is prevented under the Civil Service Code from speaking to the media. The BBC asked the government to give special dispensation, but none was given. So I spoke to her sister-in-law in Canada via the internet.
We were disgusted. I mean, I hope that, that you will show this picture because it deserves to be shown. We were horrified, we were sickened, that we just worry about what this has done to her. And her home is Scotland. She's been there 25 years. And she's not giving up. And now her family is behind her, and we're not giving up until somebody is made accountable for their actions.
Miss Fitzpatrick has been signed off from work for almost 2 years on full pay. Friends say she's desperate to get back to her job. But whilst an employment tribunal is ongoing against Marine Scotland, whose headquarters are here at the Scottish Government in Edinburgh, the BBC understands it's Miss Fitzpatrick who could face the sack. She'll go in front of a disciplinary hearing at the end of this month, which she's told friends has been cobbled together in a bid to get rid of her.
That was the BBC's Mark Daly.
Deanne Fitzpatrick's local political representative brought this story up today in the Scottish Parliament, and Scotland's First Minister has promised a review.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The First Minister is aware of the case of my constituent Deanne Fitzpatrick, about whom I have previously written to her. She cannot be anything other than shocked at the photograph published by the BBC showing one aspect of Deanne's abuse. Will the First Minister now intervene, investigate the abuse and stop Deanne's persecution at the hands of Marine Scotland?
Like everyone else who has seen it, I am absolutely horrified at the photograph that has been in the media over the past 24 hours. And I'm also horrified at the circumstances in which that photograph is alleged to have been taken. Bullying, abuse, sexism, racism have no place in any workplace, and let me be very clear today, they will not be tolerated within the Scottish Government or within our agencies. There is, of course, as the member is aware, an ongoing employment tribunal. There's also an ongoing internal investigation, so I am somewhat limited in what I can say, but I can tell the Chamber that I have this morning asked the Permanent Secretary of the Scottish Government to conduct a full review of the circumstances of this case, a review of the action that has already been taken and of any action proposed to be taken, and to report to me personally on her conclusions as soon as possible.
Well, joining me now in studio is Sherry Fitzpatrick. She is Deanne's sister-in-law, and in Glasgow, the BBC's Mark Daly. He's the reporter who broke this story. So first, Mark, to you, what was your response when you saw this photograph in the first place?
I didn't believe it at first. I thought this is not happening in modern day Scotland, in the UK. I thought it must have been a fake somehow, and it was only when I dug deeper into the story that I was able to get a look at correspondence, which showed that, because this incident took place in 2010, it showed that Deanne had attempted to raise this with her managers within a very short time. She was actually complaining to her managers about this specific incident within weeks. So for me, that was corroboration that this event actually took place. And the response from the manager was really indicative about the whole culture which Deanne complains of. The response from the manager was, well, I'll talk to the men involved, but this was just boys being boys. And that perhaps tells us everything that we need to know about the culture of the environment that Deanne Fitzpatrick is complaining about.
Now, Sherry, it's shocking to think that somebody from Bell Island who went to Europe to get a better life and employment has gone through this. The photograph is one side of the story, but behind that photograph, there are many questions about the kinds of conditions that your sister-in-law endured in Scotland over the years. What do you know about that?
Well, we know that about 10 years ago, Deanne had the whistleblowing incident, which led to the abuse, the bullying, the racism, discrimination in the office.
When you say whistleblowing, you mean she blew the whistle on what she thought was misconduct?
Yes, she did. And it was witnessed by her and another colleague of hers in the office. And it was dealt with a couple of weeks later. One man was reinstated and given a promotion. The other one was reinstated to his post.
There's also some rather heinous behavior with respect to your sister-in-law losing a pregnancy.
Yes. There were very crude comments made to her. She doesn't have any children right now. She won't have any children. And she did lose a child, and it was mocked to her in the office, that to the effect that, you know, maybe if I want to get 6 months off work, I'll have a miscarriage too. Her being a foreign worker from Canada working in the Scottish industry. I mean, those things shouldn't happen this day and age. I mean, we can work where we like, you know, and if we're a good worker, it'll be okay.
Mark, maybe I'll ask you this question. Is there some degree of, you know, we hear about the notion of being a foreigner and there's racism, and is there some kind of anti-Canadian sentiment part of the story?
There's certainly a racist element in Deanne's complaints. She's alleged that not only did she witness extreme racist language made against Black and Asian people, but that she herself was discriminated against because she was a foreigner. Some people in the office allegedly said that they didn't want a woman working there, and certainly not a foreign woman. I mean, Scotland would pride itself on its welcoming, the way that it welcomes foreign people who come and work in our country. Right. So, and I think that's one of the reasons that our First Minister today was so disgusted by what she read on the BBC last night.
And what's the reason we haven't heard from Deanne herself in this story, Mark?
Well, Deanne is a Scottish Government employee. Marine Scotland is an agency of the Scottish Government, and that means she's a civil servant and she's bound by the Civil Service Code, and they are prevented, civil servants are prevented from speaking to the media without specific permission. Now, when I first went to the Scottish Government a few weeks ago with this story to give them enough time to respond, I asked specifically for the government to release Deanne from the Civil Service Code to enable her to tell her story. They have not so far released her from this code, but today in the Parliament, Rhoda Grant, MSP, the politician supporting Deanne, she asked the First Minister outright, would she lift the gagging order? The First Minister didn't ask that question. Today I have resubmitted that request to the Scottish Government. Will you let Deanne speak? Because this story has moved on. It's now a matter of significant international public interest, and people want to hear from Deanne. They want to hear her story from her lips.
Okay, now Sherry, you spoke to Deanne shortly before coming into our Here and Now studio.
Yes.
How's she doing now?
It's been a day of mixed emotions for Deanne. It's been a whirlwind for us for the last 24 hours, but she does feel some sort of relief. She knows that something is going to happen. There is going to be a conclusion to this, a resolution to this, and we just hope that it happens very soon.
All right, listen, I want to thank you both very much. Your sense, Mark, where does this go next?
Well, we've just heard that there's some news just in the last few minutes, because we know that Deanne is signed off sick at the moment, and she was due to face a disciplinary hearing at the end of this month, a hearing that she's told friends she believed had been effectively cobbled together in a bid to get her out of the door. We've just heard a few minutes ago that hearing has been postponed, so already we're seeing some direct ramifications from the political intervention that we saw today. So this story has a long way to run, and we'll keep you posted.
All right, appreciate that, Mark in Glasgow. And Sherry, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Me.
New data from the CRA says the majority of people in this province are not confident that the House of Assembly will resolve its problems with bullying and harassment. This after a tumultuous couple of weeks that saw 2 Liberal cabinet members kicked out of caucus following harassment allegations. Formal complaints have been filed against politicians from all parties in the province's legislature. Outside investigators are being brought in to assess the situation. The CRA poll shows just 4 in 10 people are confident that bullying and harassment complaints will be addressed appropriately. That means more than half of the 400 residents polled said they are not very or not at all confident. The CRA says women were more likely to express a lack of confidence.
The worst of the snow is over. That's the good news. The bad news, well, you can see it behind us. It's still right here. I'll take you to the streets of Canada where we're still digging out. That's coming up on Here and Now.
Welcome back. I almost feel bad looking at Garrett. He's still got a winter hat on. He's got the CBC winter coat.
He's bundled up. He's okay.
I noticed something with his throat, and I was saying, a cold.
Oh, no. A May cold.
He'll need a hot toddy tonight for sure to warm him up after a long day of reporting. We will get to Garrett in a second to get a sense of the scene there. But why don't we show a few more pictures and talk. That was the plan, right, guys?
Oh, you've started a trend now.
Oh, my goodness.
And this was the plan for coffee all along, right?
Oh, my gosh. It's funny and sad all at the same time.
You know, Wade, I got to like your style because if you want to embrace it, you've got to just get out there and enjoy, even if it's May the 24th.
Any guarantee that's coffee in that mug, right?
There may have been a little extra something special in that mug this morning in Lumsden, just to, you know, make the snow a little less painful on those bare feet. Thanks to Wade for that, by the way, in Lumsden. So there goes the first low that dropped that, by the way, 36 centimeters in Gander. Another system moving in from the northwest will bring more snow into the mix over the next 24 to 48 hours. Note those winds that have been raw along the northeast coast, even here for St. John's, where we only had flurries today. But yes, flurries on May to the 24th, and those winds gusting 60, 70 were certainly raw. Now, the next system starts to edge in as early as tomorrow morning. Port aux Basques to Corner Brook and up the west coast and into Labrador City. The clouds will build in for the rest of the region as we roll throughout the day. We are going to be seeing generally showers, maybe a little bit of higher elevation wet snow mixing in for the interior parts of the island, but most of us, I don't think, will see much in the way of that. It's going to be generally looking at shower activity. Temperatures on the rise as winds will shift to southerly, but only mustering 4 or 5 degrees for most of the island and low to mid single digits across Labrador as well. Again, there's that messy mix of some snow for Friday night. By Saturday morning, however, that band is lifted to the north. Temperatures are going to be allowed to rise. It's generally a cloudy day, some scattered showers on the go for Saturday across Newfoundland. Labrador is looking at, again, a cloudy day, isolated pop-up showers or flurry chances into the morning hours when it's a little bit cooler, but we should get in that 6, 7, 8, even 10 degree range across most of Newfoundland. Now, as we move into the Sunday time period, this model is showing a little bit of a disturbance tracking through. That's possible, but it's a very minor chance, 30 to 40%. Sunday, certainly the pick of the weekend and of the next 3 days. Cool though, bit of a northerly flow here, and so we're talking about temperatures not much warmer than 8, 9 degrees over the western half of the island up into Labrador as well, but overall not half bad. And when you're talking about 6 degrees and a little bit of sunshine in Gander, that is at least some snow melting weather for Garrett and the rest of the folks in Gander who are, again, dealing with a little bit of a mountain behind them now after all the snow. How are things there now, Garrett?
Well, I said earlier the worst of it is over, but I guess it really depends on your perspective. I've had some time to reconsider, and I'm thinking this way. When the snow is falling, you don't really got to do a whole lot. You can maybe sit in your living room, sip a cup of hot coffee, maybe watch a movie. It's when the snow ends that you got to get out and shovel it, so maybe that's the worst part. But I want to say thank you very much for your concern. There's no cold here. In fact, I'm feeling pretty warm, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's May. It's the 24th of May. That means summer's around the corner. That means it should be warm, and I'm bringing the warmth right now to our program, to CBC here. Now you can see, maybe you can see the nice little tie I got on, a flower tie, nice shirt. I'm leading the resistance against the cold weather, and the people of Gander, they're with me.
30 centimeters of wet, heavy snow, no problem for Mr. Snow himself.
But you know, it is springtime, it is snow, you better exercise. But other than that, it's all good. Hey man, I've done it in June month, so this is not surprising for Newfoundlanders.
His neighbor is digging out, but she's got green on her mind, the golf green. She's making way for her cart to get serviced today.
I enjoy golf. I'm not that great at it, but I enjoy going down and being outdoors and trying to hit a golf ball or two. I'm hoping the weekend, if the snow can go by then.
Spirits are high, people are moving, even if this car is stuck. No word on how sales are going. Down the street, summer renovations are top of mind.
I'm going to exercise. Put up a new fence in the backyard and all that. Yeah, put up a new fence. Do me driveway, just the holes in the pavement there, and I'll get something else shot there, see?
It was quite a mess today. This snowfall closed schools and stores and courts and government offices. But here's the optimist of the day. With no class to keep him busy, he's got other priorities.
Well, I'm trying to fix my bike because there was snow on it. There was a lot of snow. Right. Yeah.
Now, what a better day to spend your snow day, hey? What better way to spend your snow day riding a bike around? Of course, snow days, winter storms can be serious. We know there are some scary situations on the highway today, but people in Gander took a pretty positive attitude, and that's because we're strong. We know that summer's gotta be right around the corner.
All right. He's got that optimism.
Hope.
He's got that
yeah.
optimism.
Thanks,
appreciate
Garrett.
that. Some great images there. Snowblower next to a golf cart. Now,
yeah.
if you think this is bad,
remember it has happened before. People had to get their snowblowers out back in June 1994 when Gander was also hit with a heavy snowfall.
Yeah, Gander seems to be the place. It seems people then also took advantage in building snowmen, playing a bit of street hockey, having some fun, making the most of it, just as Garrett says they do in Gander.
22 centimeters fell. That was, of course, 94. And not only 20 centimeters fell there, but 57 centimeters were reported in Lassie with that very same storm. June.
I just
okay.
don't remember it. I
That's
erase
right.
it from my memory.
Short-term memories, right?
We are overwhelmed, to say the least.
A Salvation Army officer from this province takes the top job with the International Church. Welcome back. The International Salvation Army has a new general, and he's from this province. The Salvation Army elected Brian Peddle to the position at the High Council meetings today. Peddle is from Norman's Cove and served as a Salvation Army officer in the province. He then went on to be a national commissioner. He is the 21st General of the Salvation Army. Before today's promotion, he was serving in England as the Chief of Staff. His wife, Rosalie Peddle, serves with him as a commissioner.
We are overwhelmed, to say the least, but we are deeply honored and feeling somewhat unworthy of this momentous task that's now before us. We feel very much that we already love the International Army, and it will not be difficult for us to embrace our diversity and our many countries and peoples around the world.
The risks asylum seekers take became very clear in the story of two men from Ghana. They crossed into Manitoba on Christmas Eve in 2016, but then they lost their way in freezing weather and they lost their fingers to severe frostbite. They eventually won the right to stay in Canada, and now they've received new hands. Austin Grabish reports.
Excited today? Yeah, good.
Seydou Mohammed has waited over a year to finally be able to do this.
What you have to do is position your thumb to open it a bit more wider to get a grip on the cup, okay? And flex. There we go.
These prosthetic hands are a gift of independence.
We've been praying for it, and God has answered our prayers, and things are getting better always, every day. So this is like an exciting moment for us.
Mohammed and Razak Iyal lost all of their fingers to frostbite in the dead of winter in 2016 after they got lost walking into Canada from the United States in a bid to get asylum.
Put this one on first. Okay, so
Iyal got his new hands last week, and Mohammed tried his on for the first time Tuesday.
Yeah! You're already a natural.
A moment that brought tears to Stella Cankam's eyes.
And now for him to pick up a coin, okay, and pick up that small screwdriver, it's like, okay, am I really seeing this? Is it true that now he can do that?
She and other members of Winnipeg's Ghanaian community have been by Iyal and Mohammed's side ever since some of the simplest things in life became the hardest.
Even today when I was coming here, I have to take a bus, so my Pego card fell down, and I don't know how I can take it, you know. But what I did is I used my feet and put it together and pick it up.
Awesome.
But now Mohammed can pick up a coin,
there we go,
scissors,
there we go,
carry a bag, or even open a cupboard.
Yeah, so this is where we do all the manufacturing.
The prosthetic hands were made right here in Winnipeg at Anderson Orthopedics. They came at a steep cost, about $10,000 a hand.
You can never replace what he's lost, unfortunately, but this at least, it does give him some quality of life back, which was exciting to see him do so well.
Both men wanted to thank Manitoba Health, which paid the bill.
Today is the day when we got it, and I'll say, wow, the dream come true.
And both say they have big plans for their new hands.
Next for me is to get a job, because we've been looking for a job, and we are tired of sitting at home without doing nothing. We want to show Canadian or Winnipeg that we can do a lot, we can do something. So we want to go out there, get a job, and start doing some job.
Which they hope will help them grab the Canadian dream. Austin Grabish, CBC News, Winnipeg.
time to meet our young athlete of the day. This is 5-year-old Ember Humphreys from Paradise.
Ember loves tap dancing, ballet with Fusion Dance Studio, and gymnastics with Campia, and swims with Yak Arena.
Congratulations, you're today's young athlete of the day. All right, tight on time. Want to get that long-range forecast and that weekend update and a little look into next week as well. We will start, though, with current temperatures over North America. Just to rub it in again.
But look who's number one.
Yeah, one of these places is not like the others. Yeah, number one on the screen, number one in our hearts, as our switcher director tonight, Gary Locke, just mentioned in my ear, and so true, Gary. There is the low that is again departing after dropping all of the snow, and by the way, -1 the high, or -0.1 the high in Gander today. That is the latest date that Gander has not risen above 0, so a new record there as well. Yay, records. For Friday, we are going to be seeing our next system roll in with more snow in the mix through this evening into the overnight. By Saturday morning, it's gone to the north, that snow has, but lingering clouds and showers are the name of the game on the island. Weak disturbance tracking through Labrador will lose steam. Possibility of a couple of spits here across central on Sunday, but overall, and west, but overall it's pretty quiet, and that will carry through into Monday as well. Next system will be arriving on Tuesday, and it will track rain in from the west into central parts of Newfoundland through Tuesday. It's a messy mix of snow and rain back on the menu for Labrador, and this system does appear as though it's going to take its time, and so Tuesday into Wednesday, even Thursday, will likely be a little on the cool side and a little on the damp side as it moves through the region. So certainly pulling some cooler air into the mix. Sun and cloud for Sunday. Again, it would be the best day of the weekend. For Monday, the best day of the 7-day, where we're talking about temperatures into the teens and low to mid-teens, that is, and then holding on to the double digits on Tuesday, but starting to slide, as I said, as that next system moves in for Wednesday, through Tuesday into Wednesday and Thursday. In Labrador, again, looking at a bit of a messy mix for Saturday. Sunday into Monday, we're talking about a mix of sun and cloud. Temperatures hopefully tapping into the double digits in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Note on the left-hand side of your screen, Happy Valley and Labrador West, those are your normals, 12 and 13 degrees, so half of normal for a good portion of that 7-day. It's definitely a cool trend, and that looks to continue right through the next 7. Coming up after the break, we'll have your viewer picture, so stay tuned for that, Debbie and Anthony.
Well, lots of reaction, Anthony, to your story yesterday about Newfoundland's unique time zone and whether we should ditch it and join the rest of Atlantic Canada.
Yeah, no surprise, I guess. We asked you to go to our Facebook and Twitter pages to vote, keep it or lose it. Thousands of you chimed in. Turns out it's almost a perfect 60-40 split in favor of keeping it, which makes Debbie really happy.
Here's some of the reaction. Raphael, who's watching us from Belgium, says, please don't. It's one of the things that makes Newfoundland such a special place.
And then there's Karen on Facebook, doesn't give 2 hoots about the time zone. She's more worried about her power bill potentially doubling. Now there's a conversation.
Oh dear. Matthew Norman says change it and ditch daylight savings while we're at it.
And David McCrory says the half-hour difference between us and North American sporting events is killing his sleep schedule. So I think he would like to get rid of it. Anyway.
Yeah. Lots of great points, so many more, but
yep.
Thanks to all who weighed in.
And you can still check it out too.
All right, no guesses needed for tonight, as this is, well, somewhere in central parts of Newfoundland, but we'll take a look at this one more time and have a few more laughs after the break.
All right, waiting for somebody to slide into first there.
I had to get
right.
one more picture in because we are tight on time, but we have so many great pictures to show. So this one, our viewer picture of the day, comes to us from Gander.
Surprise.
Yes, and enjoying the sun, thanks to Janice Young for this picture. And I love the little bottle of suntan lotion there.
Yeah, nice touch.
Absolutely. And one more, this one from Kendall Fifield, who's also in Central, and just, you know, you got to get out and enjoy it. Won't be here for long.
Everybody in Central has lost it.
Yeah, probably froze this popsicle.
Yeah, that's true.
Outdoors.
They've either lost it or they're just barely keeping it together. I think it's...
Gotta love your humor in Gander. You may as well laugh, right? What can you do?
A sense of humor will get you through a lot.
For sure.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.
See you tomorrow.